Hello everyone, welcome back to Ansarkari. In today's newspaper session, we will be discussing the important articles and topics from the newspaper of 26 September 2024. So the first article here says the misplaced move of one nation, one election. So we have been lately discussing regarding the move regarding one nation, one election and how the simultaneous elections, what will be the benefits of these elections, like for example the central and the state level elections when they will be conducted at once itself in a period of 5 years. So again we discussed several things regarding the cost, and that the cost of the elections, it will be significantly reduced. Further, the workforce etc that is employed or deployed on the booths, etc., and for the working of the fair elections. So that would also have to be increased a lot. And but the positive side of that will be that again it will happen just for once in the period of 5 years. But again the challenge lies here कि will it be convenient to do so? Further, regarding the cost of elections as well, we discussed regarding it कि कैसे जो cost है they will be significantly reduced. लेकिन जैसे इलेक्ट्रिक machines का जो use है, तो that will be EVMs, तो उनका जो use है even that will be get reduced, since वो सिर्फ कुछ ही टाइम यूज हो सकती है, since they are valid to use only for a period of 15 years, तो वो सिर्फ 3 times ही यूज हो पाएंगी. फर्दर challenges regarding the amendments, और कैसे ये जो पीरियड है ऑफ 5 years, क्या वो जो अकाउंटेबिलिटी है will it still remain at the same level as it used to happen for the consecutive and number of elections in the 5 year period. So amendment bill and its fate. So when we talk about this amendment bill and state assemblies की बात करते हैं, तो under article 172 they have a tenure of 5 years, they will lose it. So one of the challenges regarding the amendments is कि जो earlier dissolution of the current legislators, they will have to, that will happen. So House to vote in support of 362 members will be required. Or now again, the Constitution Amendment Bill, it will be able to pass in Parliament only with the support of the opposition. This is what it is mentioned here. And when we talk about the रिकमेंडेशन कि क्यों रिकमेंड करा गया साइमल्टेनियस इलेक्शंस, तो ब्रॉडली देखा जाए तो यहाँ पे 2 reasons है. फर्स्ट इज इशू ऑफ सेविंग्स इन एक्सपेंसेस गिवन इन द ह्यूमंगस अमाउंट ऑफ मनी जो कि हर इलेक्शन में स्पेंड होता है. बट अगेन दिस आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑल्सो नीड्स अ क्लोजर एग्जामिनेशन कि जो ECI है हाउ इट विल मैनेज एंड ट्रैक अपॉन द अमाउंट दैट इज allocated. And of course the money, it is a lot, but the money that would be saved, क्या वो actual में will it be used to build infrastructure etc, for example building of bridges or hospitals. And second is that frequent elections will disrupt the government plans and projects of the government because of the model code of conduct being enforced most of the time. तो लॉन्ग टर्म जो प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं उन पे बहुत ज्यादा फोकस किया जा सकता है when we talk about one nation one election or simultaneous elections. The two major reasons for why this happened. Further accountability of elected representatives happens अगर हम frequent elections के benefits की बात करते हैं. And frequent elections, they compel them to go back to the people and reconnect with them frequently. And also regarding the basic structure, when we talk about the amendments in the constitution, these are proposed amendments, they will seek to do away with the 50 of with the fixity of tenure of the assemblies. तो ये भी एक बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर को ऑल्टर करना हो गया इधर when you talk about the current legislatures. So Kesav Nanda Bharati decision, which talks about the basic structure doctrine of the constitution. Next is how global warming affects forecasting. So global warming, it is a phenomena that refers to the increase the temperatures, the prolonged increased temperature of the on the Earth's surface due to the majorly trapping or increase in the levels of or amount of the greenhouse gases, such as we talk about carbon dioxide, methane, etc. तो ग्लोबल वार्मिंग अगेन जो चेंजेस हमें देखने को मिले इसकी वजह से दे आर अगेन इराटिक eruptions and erratic weather changes. Further, we talk about the rising sea level, melting of the glaciers. These are all the major effects of global warming. And so, how it affects forecasting as well. So, the existing models they cannot reproduce monsoon trends in the past half century और unreliable consider हो जा रहे हैं. तो predictability चेक करना important है of the natural moods जैसे कि hurricanes, El Nino, La Nina and the Indian Ocean dipole. They will decrease as the warming is relentless, if not accelerating. So according to some estimates, the world has already crossed the 1.5-degree warming threshold over the pre-industrial average. तो साइंटिस्ट ने ऐसे मॉडल को बिल्ड करा है जो कि प्रिडिक्ट कर पाएंगे इन्वायरमेंटल डिस्टर्बेंसेस को लेकिन it is not yet clear how long the warming has to remain above the threshold for the projected impacts to materialize. The Paris Agreement 2015. It aims to limit global temperature increase to below 2 degrees centigrade above the pre-industrial levels and pursue efforts to limit it to 1.5. और currently अगर हम देखें तो जैसे 2023 to 24 तो again it significantly rose. Next, taking stock of global nuclear disarmament. तो न्यूक्लियर का जो इंडिया का स्टेक है व्हाट इज दैट तो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द टेस्टिंग ऑफ द न्यूक्लियर असाइनमेंट्स तो उसमें इन 1972 it was for a smiling Buddha. Then further after a few years in the late 1990s we tested in the tenure of the Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. The Treaty on Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons or the Ban Treaty. फिर फर्दर न्यूक्लियर नॉन प्रोलिफरेशन ट्रीटी की हम बात करते हैं तो इंडिया इज नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ द एनपीटी. तो इस ईयर जो जनरल असेंबली है तो यहाँ पे हम यूएनजीए की भी बात कर सकते हैं विच इज एन इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन. तो क्या इसका मैंडेट है एंड व्हाट आर द current issues, what are the reform, what is the structure of the United Nations General Assembly. So again, its agenda is on treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons. So when we talk about India stand on the nuclear weapons, so it maintains very low quantity of nuclear weapons and Also, it will only use it when like non-first use policy is there, that it will only be used when some other country uses it over India. So the countries like India have stayed out of the treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons. तो ban treaty क्या बोलती है? It came into force in 2021 and again has divided the nuclear halves and their allies and the nuclear abstainers. तो ये beyond जाती है of NPT, which bans proliferation, but only promises to consider disarmament and its silence on nuclear use, including deterrence. Further, the discussions have moved to the UN, with General Assembly mandated to convene conference in 2017. So this is majorly regarding the difference within the among the countries who have the nuclear weapons and the nuclear abstainers. So when we talk about China's stand here, to Chinese President Xi Jinping, he made public his opposition to the Russian President Vladimir Putin's nuclear saber rattling. तो न्यू दिल्ली का स्टैंड क्या है इसमें? इट perceives the NPT to be discriminatory and it does not promote disarmament and is contrary to India's interest. Next, essay judgment on sexual exploitation of minors has the right intent, but it also raises questions about the guardrails. तो we discussed regarding the POCSO Act कि कैसे उसमें and the even the Information Technology Act कि जो mere possession of storage of child pornography that was not an offense इसको overrule कर दिया गया कि the individual it must delete it and further even report it. So only then will the case be considered. Otherwise, even possession of child pornography will be considered as a crime. So does this view of the law that equates possession with criminal intent place the burden of proof on the accused? So this approach is empathetic to victims, but it may not keep enough room for kinds of adolescent behaviors, which require sensitive handling, not criminalization. तो इसके लिए again awareness generation is important since the house level itself, for the schools maybe there can be workshop etc. that can generate awareness regarding these aspects. Child sexual exploitative and abusive material, CSEAM, instead of child pornography. So this is the key term here. And also the sensitization of the police forces to deal with such complaints with compassion following the due process. Next, India is sharing information between Russia, Ukraine. So the External Affairs Minister says government is speaking to both sides, hoping to usher in peace. In reference to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, he says India is not trying to control political dynamics of its neighbors. So again, India is acting as a mediator and initiating serious negotiations between the two countries so as to settle down the war. So unconditional aid. So India was not engaged in the financial assistance and projects with Sri Lanka and Bangladesh with a view to controlling their internal political dynamics. So he mentions, I think what happens politically in Sri Lanka, that's for their politics to work with the end of the day, and not India's intention to suggest that political dynamics in its neighboring countries tries out to adhere to what's better for India. So again, this shows how the changing of the persona of leadership and with the persona of leadership, it also changes the ideology of the nation और कैसे वो impact करती है the relations of India with the neighboring countries. China tests intercontinental missile in the Pacific Ocean. So it test launched an intercontinental ballistic missile on Wednesday. So Beijing's military buildup. So Japan also is concerned regarding it, and the launch it sparked protests from other countries in the region, such as Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. So again, regarding the security concerns and even the safety and the right to be at least aware about this and even explanation over the launch. Next, leaders at UN urge world's wealthiest to do more on climate. So when we talk about climate justice as being intergenerational justice and कैसे sustainability, preservation and conservation, these are very important here. तो since ये जो climate का issue है, it is beyond boundaries of a country, it is transnational. इसीलिए जो कॉमन प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं जो इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं फॉर एग्जांपल UNFCCC तो we can use such platforms so as to and even the global meets that we have be it conference of parties etc to create such policies and agreements. So the developing nations pleaded at the UN General Assembly for the world's richest to do more to help them cope with the hardships they face from climate exchange. Because again, here is a dual challenge. Okay, firstly, the developing countries they have not yet even harnessed their potential and thereby causing harm to the climate. And also now the atrocities that are being created by the extreme climatic changes, उनके लिए भी it is the developing countries who are more vulnerable here. So alliance of small island states. So when we talk about common but differentiated responsibilities and nationally determined. So called out for the world's biggest economies in the group of 20, which together account for more than 80% of the global greenhouse gas emissions. So scientists say that at least six of the planet's natural systems are damaged, with the ocean's chemistry also threatened by the acidification. And yesterday itself, we read what are the causes of acidification of the ocean, which is majorly led by the absorption of carbon dioxide, which further creates multiple other gases as well. And another example that we can see is also of the wildfires in the South America, जो currently हो रहे हैं in the areas of the Amazon rainforest, in the countries like Brazil, Peru, Argentina, etc. So almost nearly whole of these countries' area has been affected by the wildfires. Next is China's warning shots with minerals that run the world. तो since we know कि जो minerals हैं how important they are for India, majorly for the transition towards the electric vehicles. And कैसे जो cost है of harnessing these elements, they itself are huge. And plus electric vehicle के development में भी, के manufacturing में भी 40% जो cost है that is constituted by the batteries themselves. तो further alternate sources के ऊपर भी we are considering. जैसे using sodium instead of lithium when we talk about the production of batteries of for the electric vehicles. And here, China announced a decision to restrict the export of antimony, so which is a critical mineral used in strategic sector, जैसे कि defense, military equipment, missiles, infrared sensors, flares, ammunition, and even nuclear weapons में. So when it comes to critical minerals, China is not only a stakeholder but also a leader. तो supply chain segment में it is important for India to plug itself with China. So upstream, midstream, downstream, covering mining, extraction, refining, and processing. In all the areas of the supply chain, China is the leading one here. The near monopoly status है, controlling 60% of the rare earth production and 60% of the critical minerals production, or 80% of the processing worldwide. So it will have profound security implications on the other countries as well. तो जो ये हार्डनिंग है ऑफ फॉरेन पॉलिसी पोस्टर, ये रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर देगी एक्सेस टू स्ट्रेटेजिक रिसोर्सेज. Example is also mentioned here. For example, being the US oil embargo against Japan in 1940, so when the World War II began. तो इससे जो कंट्री है उसका जो डेवलपमेंट प्रोसेस होता है, क्रिएशन ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, दैट गेट्स रिड्यूस्ड. फर्दर क्वाड पार्टनर्स जैसे कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया, जापान एंड यूएस, इंडिया रिमेन्स वल्नरेबल ड्यू टू इट्स स्ट्रेटेजिक डिपेंडेंस ऑन चाइना. Next is also regarding India and China, but here the topic is revolving around the security or the border management. So India and China they make progress on the pending LAC issues. तो पंचशील की जब हम बात करते हैं, which is regarding the peaceful coexistence between the countries, which has been a major principle of the India's foreign policy or the external affairs. तो उसमें ही due to it, it has also lost a significant portion of its territory. And यहाँ पे also when we talk about the Chinese claim over certain Indian territories, so even in Arunachal Pradesh, there were several areas that were included by China in their own map. So disengagement and de-escalation is important. Further, अगर हम बात करते हैं कि what is the name here, तो delegation for the 31st working mechanism for the consultation and coordination on India-China border affairs. So it has held on August 29 in Beijing. So deployment and redeployment of troops, de-induction and de-escalation is likely to be a protracted affair. So de-induction, we can remember this new key term here. Further, clean energy hit by China's predatory pricing. India exploring ties with West. तो इंडिया का जो क्लीन एनर्जी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है इज फीलिंग द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ चाइनीज प्रेडेटरी प्राइसिंग जो कंट्री की एबिलिटी को अफेक्ट कर रहा है टू प्रमोट इट्स एम्बिशियस डोमेस्टिक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग अंडर द पीएलआई. तो predatory pricing is again a way by which the company or the entity, country here in this case, it reduces the price to such an extent so as to eliminate any sort of competition. जैसे Amazon पे भी the allegations were there for predatory pricing. So they have aggressively slashed prices in the clean energy sector, such as solar energy, posing a challenge for domestic manufacturing growth. Or even the anti-dumping duties that they are insufficient. Hence, collaboration is required here. Further, the role of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and it is reinstated the approved list of models and manufacturers. Another scheme is Advanced Chemistry Cell PLI scheme, so ACC PLI scheme. Inflation Reduction Act, US and Japan agreement. तो इसी की तरह से क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स अग्रीमेंट होना चाहिए विच वुड मेक इंडियन प्रोडक्ट्स कंप्लायंट विद द इन्फ्लेशन रिडक्शन एक्ट. क्योंकि जो एंटायर रॉ मटेरियल इकोसिस्टम है टेक्नोलॉजी कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट्स का इनटू माइंस इट विल फ्लो नेचुरली. To push a clean energy transition, India joins US-led Mineral Security Finance Network. So securing the critical minerals in focus amid overwhelming dependence on China for rare earths. So similar topic. And the Mineral Security Finance Network, MSFN, तो new initiative है that stems from the Mineral Security Partnership. And further, it will create better synergies here. It brings together DFIs, which is Development Finance Institutions, and export credit agencies from the participating nations to create synergies and increase impact. तो करंटली अगर रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी की बात करते हैं इन इंडिया तो मोस्टली इट इज जनरेटेड फ्रॉम द सोलार एनर्जी. उसके बाद वी हैव विंड एंड देन फर्दर अदर एरियाज लाइक बायोमास एटसेट्रा. And current capacity stands at around 200 gigawatts. 2030 tak, we have the goal of achieving it till level of 500 gigawatts till 2030. So better supply chain management is supposed to be created here. Further, when we talk about air pollution and the challenges of air pollution, which become severe in the winters. So, come winter, drones to monitor hotspots, ban on firecrackers. तो winter action plan unveiled. तो इसमें again monitoring पे ज़्यादा focus करना through drones. So here we can talk about the use of science and technology in various areas. Formation of special task force which can monitor this, and also we recently read regarding the um, insufficient workforce and the existing vacancies that were existing in the Central Pollution Control Board and the State Pollution Control Board. So NGT के पास there was a petition that was shared, National Green Tribunal, So again, workforce deployment is very important here. For operating Green War Room and Green Delhi app and e-waste eco park, anti-smog guns, increasing the green area or plantation. कैसे पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेशन कंट्रोलिंग इंडस्ट्रियल पोल्यूशन, फिर हरी रत्न अवार्ड एंड voluntary restrictions on vehicles. So these are the areas which will be focused upon here. तो पॉजिटिव एनकरेजमेंट के लिए we have this Hari Ratna award to honor those who have contributed to combating air pollution. Further, an uncertain love affair. तो यहाँ पे अनसर्टेन क्यों बोला जा रहा है? If India US partnership is to become a time tested marriage, the two need to engage in wider conversations, going beyond partisan interest in either country. So strategic interest, they must be shared here. And अजीत डोवल जी की बात हो रही है, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एडवाइजर. So he was only pursuing India's core strategic interest in dealing with the anti-national and separatist elements based overseas, including on American soil. जैसे हम खालिस्तान एक्टिविस्ट गुरपतवंत सिंह पन्नून की बात करते हैं. तो ट्रांसनेशनल रिप्रेशन जो है, द डेलीगेशन वाज assured कि जो सिख्स इन द यूएस है, they would be protected from any act of transnational repression. Further, Khalistani activism. तो bilateral relationship का जो importance है, it is time to set photo ops aside and engage in some real hard-nosed conversations. So again, key terms we can read here. India's US partnership is comprehensive, global, and strategic, and not just transactional, with India buying US defense equipment and US turning a blind eye to Indian misgovernance. So going beyond trade areas, we can discuss about the other rights. So job lags and gaps, meeting future job requirements calls for substantial education and skilling reforms. So when we talk about the various areas कि कैसे हम enrollment को increase कर सकते हैं, and even the areas of research etc. जैसे कि अनुसंधान नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन, जिसमें and plus the private sector investment in the field of education. These are all the areas that we can work upon so as to generate employment as well. तो जो incommensurate pace of employment generation है, it is due to two major factors. पहला है imperfections in the labor market, which creates rigidities resulting in persistent shortages and excesses. जिसमें again सिर्फ jobs की inavailability नहीं है, it is more of skill gap that is creating an issue. So, despite the qualifications, they are short of skills due to poor training, and both the gaps coexist in India. So, aspirational gap also exists, जिसमें the jobs aren't there. जैसे अगर हम ट्रेंड देखते हैं इन द सदर्न स्टेट्स, तो वहाँ पे ग्रोइंग डिमांड है फॉर जॉब्स इन द आईटी सेक्टर एंड इंक्रीजिंग प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइग्रेंट मैनुअल लेबर इन द सदर्न स्टेट्स। जैसे गुजरात में भी वी हैड रेड द एग्जांपल कि कैसे इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर में इट हैज मेड ह्यूज डेवलपमेंट्स, लेकिन जो वर्कफोर्स इट इज अब्सॉर्बिंग, इट इज फ्रॉम द स्टेट्स लाइक अगेन बिहार, यूपी एटसेट्रा। वो जो गुजरात का जो indigenous population है, that is much more educated and not willing to work in the industrial sector. It is wanting the growth of the IT sector. सेकेंड जब हम बात करते हैं तो दैट इज इनकॉन्ग्रुएंस बिटवीन ग्रोथ इन आउटपुट एंड लेबर अब्जॉर्प्शन ड्यू टू द टेक्नोलॉजिकल चेंजेस, जिससे कि जो एम्प्लॉयमेंट इलास्टिसिटी है इट इज अगेन रिड्यूसिंग। तो सब्स्टिट्यूशन बाय लेबर मशीन्स इन सिंपल वर्ड्स एज वी कैन मेंशन, to mechanical muscles. So this can be the key term that we can remember. So substantial educational and skilling reforms are required here. And further, we also discussed regarding the apprenticeship scheme that was proposed by the government itself so as to increase employment rates. This way, training me again, they will get stipends and incentives. So good combination is needed of relatively labor-intensive sectors and those that are contingent on the higher technology. Next is regarding Project Cheetah. So 2 years of Project Cheetah, status report and the road ahead. So Project Cheetah again, it saw the introduction of the African subspecies of the big cat. So majorly kin countries have import, it is from Nigeria. And the translocation of cheetahs. ये again important है for the preservation, conservation and लेकिन challenges यहाँ पे we did were majorly regarding the infections that they were facing due to which they were facing deaths and loss of life. तो objectives क्या क्या है? To establish a stable breeding population of cheetahs in India. And second is to use cheetahs as an umbrella species to restore the open natural ecosystem, जैसे कि scrubs, savannas, grasslands, and the degraded forest. So important national parks, we can read about the Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh and Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary, which is also in Madhya Pradesh. So cheetahs, they are still not in wild. So marginal success is seen here only on two fronts. एक तो successful breeding of the African cheetah in a new climate and ecology. And second is Pavan and Veera who were released to the wild in last December. And issue is also of the inadequate prey, जो कि biggest challenge है which is faced by the project here. Density of cheetal. So cheetal is primary prey for cheetahs and leopards. So it has declined from 23 animals per square kilometer in 2021 to 17.5 animals per square kilometer in 2024. तो रोड अहेड की हम बात करते हैं कि क्या क्या यहाँ पे व्हाट ऑल कैन बी डन हियर। तो अगेन bringing or translocation of the prey as well rather than just focusing upon the cheetahs, further maintaining much more security there for a whole period of time and increasing the breeding projects here तो several forest patches, उनका creation outside the sanctuaries, parks and tiger reserves. We can also discuss about creating a specific belt for the cheetahs, again specific area or habitat. The challenge is again restoring the habitats adequately and minimizing the risk to cheetahs before they can populate the space. Next, clause 6 of Assam Accords. So CM means ASU, which is All Assam Students Union, on implementing the 52 recommendations of the Justice Biplab Sarma Committee on Safeguards of the Assamese People in the Assam Accord. Lekin there are still 15 major issues that remain in center's domain. So जो Assam Accord है, it was a memorandum of the settlement between the Rajiv Gandhi led union government and leadership of the Assam movement, which was signed in 1985. और ये इसने एंड कर दिया था 6 year long agitation in Assam against the entry of the Bangladeshi migrants into the state. So again, when we talk about the communal violence, the rise of the insurgencies, and even the threats or perhaps the relation of the neighboring countries with the states. जैसे अगर हम देखते हैं issue in the area of Kashmir with Pakistan, and if we further discuss about the Sri Lanka and the Tamil Nadu, and also Bangladesh and West Bengal for that matter. So majorly, and even Manipur and Myanmar, as we just now read. So there are several different demands. जैसे कि in case of Manipur we read regarding the free movement regime. तो उसको again change किया जा रहा था and fencing was proposed now, which again made the people upset. So here this was regarding preservation of the or the safeguards of the constitutional, legislative and administrative राइट्स ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल्स, जिससे कि जो प्रोटेक्शन है, प्रिजर्वेशन है, प्रमोशन है कल्चरल, सोशल एंड लिंग्विस्टिक आइडेंटिटी एंड हेरिटेज ऑफ द असमीज पीपल। तो जब हम देखते हैं कि जो मेजर ऐसे चैलेंजेस होते हैं तो दे आर लेड ड्यू टू द सोशो इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स देमसेल्व्स। जैसे अगर हम मणिपुर की बात करें तो इट वाज मेजरली रिगार्डिंग द रिप्रेजेंटेशन इन द गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स एंड इवन जो राइट्स होते हैं ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल्स, जिनकी वजह से द इंडिविजुअल्स और द ग्रुप्स दे फील थ्रेटन्ड, which further leads to the conflicts, etc. So पहले उस एरिया को सेटल करना इज इम्पोर्टेंट। Further, एक psychological social solidarity, it must be created among the individuals so that they don't feel different. And because ये तभी होता है when there is lack of resources. If there are sufficient resources, then even such threats, etc., they will be negligible. And insecurity, ethnic insecurities, as you can mention. Now, here recommendation of Assam Accords are regarding the land, language, cultural heritage. And further reservations, etc. These are several steps that are being taken by the government. Next, Deen Dayal Upadhyay's integral humanism, basic philosophy of the BJP. So Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay ji, his birth anniversary was on Wednesday. So his philosophy is among the most important guiding principles of the BJP. So he was a pracharak of the RSS and founder leader of the Bharatiya Jan Sangh party, which existed from 1951 to 77. So his main political and social idea, integral humanism, which according to BJP's constitution is the party's basic philosophy. जो हम बात करते हैं नेशनलिज्म की, तो here integral humanism, and it is a concept of four purusharthas or areas of human effort: dharma, arth, काम, मोक्ष. So next, moving on to the majorly the GS3 topics. Big tech is rushing to find clean power to fuel the insatiable appetite of artificial intelligence. So this article is regarding the scramble to build AI data centers that require massive amounts of energy is upending the industry's climate pledges. तो टेक्नोलॉजी के इंटीग्रेशन की हम यहाँ पे बात कर सकते हैं कि हाउ AI and the emerging technologies they are being integrated with the existing ones and the upcoming aspiration and goals with regard to the clean energies. कैसे they can help in increasing efficiency. And a search on generative AI platform like ChatGPT, it uses at least 10 times the energy as standard one on Google. Emissions from the global build out of data centers between now and 2030 could equal about 40% of the entire US economy's annual emissions. तो जो नीड है ऑफ डेटा सेंटर्स उसको मीट करना इज करंटली द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज हियर. The four musketeers of India's quantum leap. So can the two researchers, a bureaucrat and father of Indian hardware, help India compete with global giants? तो टाटा इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ फंडामेंटल रिसर्च, राजामानी विजयराघवन, अभय करंदीकर, Ajay Chaudhary, who is known as the father of Indian hardware. So he has been an advocate of self-sufficiency in electronics. And then we have L. Venkata Subramaniam. So here is regarding the quantum initiatives by these individuals. कैसे ये DRDO में and India's largest IT services company, TCS, in all these areas, how can they contribute the innovations? नेक्स्ट रिस्पेक्ट फॉर डूइंग बिजनेस. तो जब हम ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस की बात करते हैं एंड वी ऑल्सो टॉक अबाउट द पोजिशन ऑफ केरला इन दिस रिगार्ड कि कैसे इट वाज रिसेंटली been awarded the right or perhaps the status of the state जहाँ पे easiest way है to commit business. So how it was helping, we also read regarding the compliance norms that were made very easy and efficient for the individuals. Further, we also read about the Bhaskar scheme recently, which was initiated for the startups. And India, so here we also read that India is the third largest startup ecosystem. So anti-money laundering and gambling laws, income regulation. For the tax liabilities, etc., these are the areas which the government can work upon. How can we increase the foreign direct investment here so as to enhance the infrastructure? And distinction between the games of skills and games of chance. This is majorly regarding the gaming sector, gaming regulation in India.